Welcome everyone. This is the fortnightly SIG etcd triage meeting. My name's James. I'm an etcd maintainer, and this is the fortnightly session for us to try and tame some of the chaos of the project and get on top of our PRs and issues and figure out if we can figure out some next steps for some of them. We've got a screen share going, and there is a shared Google Doc that I've just put the link for into chat. That's where we hold the agenda for the session. And we'll just go through some of those issues and PRs now. The first in our list is for Kubernetes. So for a bit of trivia, on the Tuesday in Salt Lake City, Ivan and I think Henry may have joined as well. We released two new patch releases of etcd, 3.5.17 and 3.4.35, I think it was. So that was done in the halls at KubeCon. And we now need to update Kubernetes to build 3.5.17. So there is a PR open for it. The initial build PR is fairly trivial. So if anyone has never reviewed a PR for Kubernetes itself before, these are great PRs to start with. You can compare it to the successful merged PR for when Kubernetes built 3.5.16. So if someone wants to do their first KK review, feel free to work your way through that, check everything looks all right, and give it an LDTM. Cool. On to the next one. Okay, so moving on to the etcd main repository. We've got a bug report here that came in last week. There's been a bit of previous discussion on this in some other issues, which are linked. But what it seems to boil down to is when you're running etcd with a configuration file, there is an additional flag that's apparently sort of potentially required for enabling gRPC gateway, versus when you just run with the CLI parameters, configuration parameters, it seems like gRPC gateway is just enabled by default. So it looks like sort of a difference in behavior between those two configuration options. So I think putting aside like what the desired behavior should be for the moment, the very first thing to do for this would be just to confirm that yes, we see the same thing. So if anyone on the call is keen just to drop a comment in this issue, just have a go at running etcd with a config file or just with CLI flags and see if you can recreate it and just report back. That would be the first thing. So if anyone is keen to give that a go, please go for it. Awesome. Thanks, Murphy. Okay, so Murphy will try and reproduce. On to the next one. Now, I think this one may be done, and it's probably actually, is Samuel still on the call? Yeah, Samuel, how did we go with this PROW post-submit issue? Did we actually get that merged? I saw there were a couple of PRs.
They look closed. Did not see anything merged.
Yeah, I think there was another one. Hang on, merged. etcd. Yes, okay, so I think we can actually just close this one down out of the queue. Do we have Ivan on the call? No. Let's just link that. All right, so discussed during SIG etcd triage meeting. That's now merged. So should we close this issue now? We just have a decision to make on if there are any additional post-submit jobs that would want to add to this list. I couldn't think of anything when we first created the issue. We should probably also check in test grid that the jobs are running successfully. So if we go to sig etcd, where are you, etcd? There it is. Look at our post submits. There should be a couple new dashboards now. Yes, because we always had this build, but that's like the most trivial thing. We now have the vulnerability check as of the last week or so, and pull etcd verify. Yeah, so those look good. We'll just put a link in the issue. Cool. Thanks for your help with that, Samuel. It's great to get a little bit more assurance that when we merge changes, we are, looking good. On to the next one. Let's just update that. So, need to decide if we can close the issue. What have we got next? A metrics observability issue.
Yeah, I read through this one. I think we should ask the person to provide some sort of like a shell script to reproduce, because the instruction they provided is very verbose and like not going to be super easy to replicate exactly what they have done. So I think we should ask them to like write a shell script that does this exact thing with some sort of a timer, because otherwise I don't know exactly what they're doing, right? So they have a lot of like cube spray. What version of cube spray, right? Exactly after how long they started removing
Yes.
what OS they
Okay.
ran this on. Like there's so much things missing.
So I agree. So look, they deploy a cluster with kube spray, which creates a few etcd pods, like etcd system D units.
This is one of those things where it's like it would be better if they like jumped onto Slack with us.
Yeah.
And we could do some interactive investigation in their cluster. Because I have a feeling that even if they provided a shell script to set this up, it would end up being not reproducible, because it's probably something about their specific setup.
Yeah, we need to know the OS. We need the version of Cube Spray, version of etcd, exactly how long after they did stuff, and exactly what errors they saw, and all of this stuff. Like I see the etcd version, but they're using other tools here, and we don't have all of it.
Okay, they have given us some config, which is good. They have given us a version, but this needs to be a step-by-step. Like any one of us should be able to just go, okay, step one, I will run this command to deploy something with kube spray, or so. So let's just go.
Yeah, I mean, kube spray is designed to be highly configurable. So deploy a cluster using kube spray is kind of an oversimplification. I think what's going to be the most productive here is actually going to be them jumping on Slack with somebody and trying to figure out what's going on.
Yep. So we'll just say we'll need more. Right. Okay, we've discussed it. We'll need more info. Go ahead, Megan.
No, that's what I was gonna say. You mentioned the Slack part there, so I didn't. So that's good.
Yep. So we can discuss in Slack, or would you be able to provide a precise step-by-step here on how to recreate your scenario? It's too much ambiguity. All right, we'll see what they say. Let's jump back. Needs reproduce, but we need more info. Okay, team, so we have 15 minutes left. I've got a few more issues here, and these are some that I need some help with. Most of them are, I think 2 out of 3 are pretty trivial. So the first one here, some of you may not really be up to date on, we have changed the meeting time for the fortnightly robustness meeting. It will now be 11 Pacific time in line with all of our other project meetings. We've got a PR open for Kubernetes community to update that. And we also just need to update our community page on website so that it also says 11 Pacific rather than 8. So this is a super easy one. If someone can lend a hand with this, just pipe up or drop a comment in the GitHub issue. It'd be great to get this signed out.
Yeah, if someone in the call wants to take it, please do. Otherwise, I can just do it. We'll just wait until the end of the call if someone talks about this. Is super easy. I can do this otherwise.
Cool.
Do you want to assign me? I will take that.
Perfect.
Thanks, Samuel. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, yep. Will it let me assign you? No. Samuel, if you just comment on this issue, then it'll let me assign you. So it's number 917 in the website. So that I'll just mark as assigned to Samuel. Cool. Okay, so the next one is a slightly harder issue. Cool. We've got a PR, linked PR here, which added some new functionality for gRPC config. There's a whole bunch of, well, not a whole bunch, there's a little bit of context in this PR, so it is worth having a read through and looking at what it's introduced. Long story short, we've had some RPC configuration options that have been, configurable via config file and via CLI parameters and things, just for specific aspects. But this sort of takes it to a higher level and gives you a very flexible construct to be able to configure the gRPC options. So there's a little bit of a description in the code from the PR. What we ideally should do is add a new page to the developer guide for 3. Let me just check the backporting here. Did we get this into 3.5 or was it just 3.6? 3.6. 3.6. Okay, I think we actually need to change that link then. Should go into the 3.6 dev guide. Cool. So we want to add a new page in here that will just quickly describe how you can use the new options. Just jump back to it. So it's not necessarily a good first issue because it needs some sort of system context on gRPC and etcd, and we'll need a little bit of a write-up. Doesn't have to be a huge amount, just here's what it is, here's how you can use it. So if someone does have a little bit of time to put together a page, please just drop a comment in the issue and I'm happy to assign it out. You can probably take most of the description on how, like what it does from the discussion in the PR. But if you can include an example perhaps as well, it would be really good. Cool, I'll just get this assigned. Thanks, Samuel. Okay, so that's just know that that's there and contributions welcomed. next one we have to make a decision on. Okay, so back in April, we had a report from this contributor here, Claudio, that the dev guide could use a link or an example of just a basic introduction to embedding etcd just in another Golang project. I feel like we already have some of that elsewhere. I'm sure we do. I did ask for a bit more information, like just saying like, hey, we don't maintain 3.3 anymore. Is there still a gap in 3.4 or higher documentation? If so, what do you want to see? We never got a response back. We kind of need to decide whether we just leave this up. Like, I don't like leaving issues just open forever. What do we think, team? Do we close it and say we didn't get the responses to our questions? Does someone want to spend some time just looking for examples in 3.4, 3.5, 3.6 and confirming that we have things covered there? How do we want to approach this?
Now, there is a issue on the SPD project that was closed in 2019. And in that one, someone asked for a similar thing. And in the comments, someone responded with an example, but it's 2019, so it's probably an older version of etcd.
What's the issue, Murphy?
It is issue number 10,554.
Oh, on the main etcd website?
Yeah.
Main etcd repo? Yeah, 10,000.
554.
Thank you. Okay, let's have a quick look. Okay, they've tried an old example. Yes, okay.
And in the bottom, someone actually provided an example later. I don't know if it still works. We need to configure and test that it does.
Yep. Okay. It's another example here. Yeah. Okay, but it's maybe still a need. I'm sure there will be like a plethora of various examples out there on the GitHub universe and various sites on like, here's how you can embed etcd in a Golang project. I'm not necessarily particularly fussy on which one we pick, so long as it's very basic and just shows some basic ideas. Then we could add it onto a page. Like we would need to have a quick scan of the website and make sure we don't have one. Like, I'm trying to think. Let's have a quick look, team. We've got 8 minutes here. Let's have a look. It's almost like we do want a page that does say like setting up an embedded etcd. Yeah, it doesn't look like we cover it.
We should look into our search for the website. What is it responding back with? What? I think none of this look like anything to do with embed.
No.
Oh, there is the word
logs.
embedding. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah. Golang modules. Let's have a look here. What do we say? All right, we've got a bunch of Golang modules. What if we link in the let's have a look. All right, let's just rest. Okay, yeah. Like I swear I've seen somewhere in the repo. It might actually be in the main Git repo.
So I'm gonna check.
But I mean, we still should cover it in the website somewhere. etcd server.
Oh, hey, Samuel.
Hello.
Should we do a round of introductions since you seem to be taking a bunch of issues?
Go for it.
I mean, I'm Josh Burkus. I've been around at CD for a long time. Mostly I just help out with the website and the docs these days. Next, James.
Yeah. Hey, team. I think many of you know me, but yeah, Samuel. I think this is maybe triage meeting number 3 or 4. So thanks for continuing to come along. It's great to have you here and joining in with the team. So I've been a maintainer for a little while now. I've been working on the project for somewhere between 2 and 3 years, something like that. And yeah, just know if you're contributing to the project on a kind of regular basis, the contributor ladder is certainly there. Like a really great example is Ivan, who joined at a Contrib Fest in KubeCon Chicago and is now has approval rights on some areas of etcd code. So we'd love to have you continue on with the team. Murphy.
Yeah, my name is Mofi. I have been helping out a little bit here and there, on and off for the maybe last 1 year now. But like this year, I'm trying to take on a little bit more, hopefully. So there was another, I think, mentorship program that was the form. I filled it out, so fingers crossed I get in. And yeah, I would like to do more. I my focus area is on mostly on Kubernetes, but etcd is such a fundamental building block of Kubernetes, so helping out the project where I can.
Awesome. And we have another contributor, Adeyemi. Forgive me, I'm not sure if you've been on one of our previous calls, but feel free to introduce yourself if you'd like.
No, this is sure. This is actually my first time. I believe I met Josh and Marek and Vivek at the etcd booth in Salt Lake City, and voila, that's why I'm here.
Awesome.
Welcome.
Thank you. This is the second call for IC that I've attended. Prior to that, I attended the Robotnet meeting, and I'm hoping to help out any way I can. So this is also my very first time on this 2 meetings has been my first CNCF meetings. So yeah.
Oh, thanks for tagging into etcd. I'm stoked. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so team, we are coming up on our half-hour time. I just want to close out this last issue. I did just find in the Go docs for our modules, we do include the embed docs, which is great. I think we probably just need a skeleton kind of page in the website that has, maybe a quick sentence and a link through. Maybe you could replicate a short snippet in if you wanted to, but we can kind of take what we've already got in the Go docs. So discussed during SIG etcd triage meeting. After review of the website, we see a gap with etcd embedded. This we can add a new page to the develop guide, which links through to examples such as our official docs. Okay. I have to just double check that version. I'm not sure why that's pointing at 3.3. Anyway, it's because we split it out into modules. That's right. I'll update that link, but I think we have a way forward. I can mark that as a help wanted now rather than a needs info. And I'll update that link as well. Okay, team, last 2 minutes. Did anyone else have anything any burning PRs or issues they wanted to quickly raise? No, all good. Easy. Okay, thanks team. Have a wonderful weekend and I hope to see you in the next one. See you now.